Last train to San Fernando, and if you miss this one, you'll never get another one. It's the last train to San Fernando. Yesterday I met with sweet Dorothy. She said tomorrow I'm joining in matrimony, and if you act right, you can take me out tonight. It is wine and dine and get back in time. Baby, bam bam baby, bam bam dear. Baby, bam baby, baby, bam bam dear. No baby, bam, no no, no bam baby, bam baby, baby, bam 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 dear. She said I am entering in high society. You must be careful about the place you are taking me, 'cause if you slip, I slide, and I may never be a bride. It is a bee bam bam, oh bam bam dear. Oh Lord, it's last train to San Fernando, bam bam. A blood for us a bee bam bam, oh bam bam dear. And you miss this one, you'll never get another one. Last train to San Fernando. Diplomatically I asked Dorothy to dance, for on my mind I had nothing else but romance. I said to myself, boy, you better beat this iron while it's hot, for it's a bee bam bam, oh bam bam dear. Yeah, Lord, it's last train, oh Lord, it's last train, baby, last train, bam bam dear. And if you miss this one, you'll never get another one. It's the last train, bam bam, bee bam 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 bam, bam bam bam. You'll never get another one. It's the last train. You'll never get another one. It's the last train.
They're not coloring thing back then. It was black and white TV. Or in that case, I don't know what color was that. Brown or burnt orange or anyhow. Welcome once again to Cloud.Nine on ACT and The Voice. Yes, it's all about San Fernando again, and you probably have an idea if you're on social media and you're following ACT and The Voice and you're following Cloud.Nine. You know what's going on. The mayor will be joining us on set as we discuss. Yes, Monday, watch me. I gotta make sure Monday show is a real motivational Monday, because some people, parents in particular, they're going to need it, including myself. Back to the grind. Yes, Monday school reopens, and people have been expressing concerns about the new traffic plan implemented by the mayor. As you know, ACTN, The Voice, and of course Cloud.Nine, we had the exclusive tour with the mayor about this new traffic plan. And people have been saying the true litmus test, the true acid test would be on Monday when school opens to see how effective it's working on now. But I said, let's see what's going to happen when you have this influx of cars and all these children back out to school on Monday. As well, people have expressed some concern. I wanted some more clarification, rather, on the removal of the clock and the removal of the train. But of course, it's all part of the development of San Fernando. Change is constant. Some people are uncomfortable with change, but it has to happen in order for us to grow. So coming up after the break, the mayor will be sitting down with us to discuss all of these changes: the train, the clock, the traffic, the island moving. Some like it, some don't, some say yeah, some say nay, but let's give it a chance. That's my thing. It's right here on ACTN, Cloud.Nine, ACTN, The Voice. We'll be right back.
The devil's the accuser of the brethren. And he hates marriage because marriage is the image of God. He hates marriage is because it's the most sacred institution on earth. God created marriage in Genesis chapter 1. It is the first institution he ever created, and it's the foundation for every other institution on earth. And he's a strategist. He understands if he can destroy marriage, he can destroy all of society.
I found out that if our phones are close enough, and if we have a connection on Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, come on, I'm about to preach this technology until somebody comes out of hiding. If I got something on my device and you need it on your device, if I can get close enough to your device with my device, what's on my device can jump on your device. If I get close to the one who created me, close to the one who called me, if I stop running and return to the place of my assignment, I got the drop.
So if you want to live behind walls all your life and live an isolated, lonely, miserable life, go ahead. But I suggest that you tear down all your walls and let God be a wall of protection about you. And he says all of your walls will be called peace.
Last train to San Fernando, and if you miss this one, you'll never get another one. It's the last train to San Fernando. Yesterday I met with sweet Dorothy. She said said tomorrow I'm joining in matrimony. And if you act right, you can take me out tonight. It is wine and dine and get back in time. Baby, bam bam baby, bam bam dear. Baby, bam bam baby, bam bam dear. She said I am entering in high society. You must be careful about the place you are taking me. Cause if you slip, I slide, and I may never be a bride. It is a bee bam bam, oh bam bam dear. Oh Lord, it's last day. Bam bam, bam bam. A blood for us a bee bam bam, oh bam bam dear. You'll never get another one. Last train to San Francisco. Diplomatically, I asked Dorothy to dance. For on my mind, I had nothing else but romance. I said to myself, boy, you better beat this iron while it's hot, for it's a bee bam bam, oh bam bam dear. Yeah, Lord, it's last train, oh Lord, it's last train, baby, last train, bam bam dear. And if you miss this one, you'll never get another one. It's the last train, bam bam, bee bam 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 bam, bam bam bam. You'll never get another one. It's the last train. You'll never get another one. It's the last train.
Wow. I don't know about you, but see, for me, I just want to have like one day, just spend one day back in those days. Just one day. One day on that train, inhaling all that smoke. You understand? Dust in your face. Anything healthy for me. When it's carnival time, man, they can dust in the face, oil in the face, mud in the face. So, I would take a little dust in my face on the train. Nothing wrong in that, yeah. Last train to San Fernando, and the mail will be here shortly. And again, why we played that song, because again, the issue with the train, there's that iconic train that is in San Fernando, and it's being removed to make way for various developments in San Fernando, not destroyed. And I want people to be very clear about this. And the mayor, I'm sure, will he would add to it. The train is not being destroyed, just like the clock was not destroyed. But it's being removed to put at another location. But again, there are those who are uncomfortable with the change because of what the train represents, and even the location in terms of its historical significance. Some of the issues that came up while we were touring San Fernando would have been vending, street vending. As a matter of fact, while we were touring, and I've showed that clip several times. So and if you haven't seen it, check it out on Facebook as well as YouTube. Because what we're going to be showing today is just visual, not audio, in terms of that tour. While we were actually touring with police officers that day, people had to be pulled aside and people had to be, given the look by the mayor and the police officer. And some of them were arguing. One person came so much and made a point, so what are we to do? Thief, kill, and people have to understand the gravity of the situation and some of the changes and why they are deemed necessary. The layout of San Fernando is very different to Port of Spain. The culture is also very different to Port of Spain. And all these things, I believe, and again, Mayor Regrello, Mayor Hussein, Mayor Muradali, Mayor Atherley, all of them would have encountered this problem, and all of them would have tried at one time or another to alleviate. There was the vendors mall down to the bottom of High Street at one point in time, right where, of course, the new hospital is, and that worked for a while. But many vendors were complaining as well that because of the location, they were finding difficulty in making sales or even making a profit, I should say. So therefore, gradually, they came back onto the streets. You have businesses, when they had removed even the Paula Spain and Chagona's taxi stand from High Street, businesses then, now on the flip to that, were making statements about, to put them back. It was affecting their business now because people were not coming on High Street as much. Listen, a myriad of problems, right? So what we see right now is a situation where they are trying their best to rectify some of the problems. And again, the mayor has come in for some heat for some of it. But when we did our interviews on the streets, there are those who applauded the move. However, there are those who continue to question the move. But the main thing right now, school on Monday. What is going to happen come Monday? The hustle and bustle. What is going to happen? And that is what we're going to address in just about a minute to do. So the mayor is here at this point in time. We're just going to take a very short break to bring him on set. And then we're going to continue our discussion right here on Cloud.Nine on ACTN. Get your questions ready, send them on Facebook, and we'll address them for you. Let's take a break.
I found out that if our phones are close enough and if we have a connection on Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, come on, I'm about to preach this technology until somebody comes out of hiding. If I got something on my device and you need it on your device, if I can get close enough to your device with my device, what's on my device can jump on your device. If I get close to the one who created me, close to the one who called me, if I stop running and return to the place of my assignment, I got the drop.
So if you want to live behind walls all your life and live an isolated, lonely, miserable life, go ahead. But I suggest that you tear down all your walls and let God be a wall of protection about you. And he says all of your walls will be called peace.
I would say welcome back to San Fernando. Well, yes, technically, welcome back to ACTN, the voice in San Fernando. It's a pleasure to have with me at this time the mayor of San Fernando, His Worship Mayor Junior Regrello. Pleasant good afternoon to you, sir.
Thank you, Sheldon. Thanks to be here.
So, since we did the walkabout, I mean, the response has been amazing. People have been just asking questions. Some are applauding what you've been doing, and some have expressed some concern. They're not angry, I would say.
Yeah.
They're just concerned. I think there are those who believe that you are messing with the artistry of the history of San Fernando.
History of the history of San Fernando.
We have the clock being removed. I want to touch on that first before we get into school.
Okay.
And then, of course, there's the train, which we already spoke about when we had the walkabout.
Which I alluded to at the commemorative event 2 days ago.
Right. So for those who would like some clarification on both the clock and the train, I made the point, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the clock has been removed, not destroyed. The train also will not be destroyed. So please, because there is this belief that
we don't have any spot anymore. So I
tell us about the movement.
Let's start with the clock. The clock was installed in 1966 as a gift to the city for our independence celebration, which was Karl Marx of GTA business.
Right.
The island was also was constructed to accommodate the clock in 1966. That's a long time ago. However, the information I have as the mayor, I remember I have access to information from national security, and there are very critical issues dealing with that particular area. Some of it I can't divulge now, but I have to make decisions that are liberal in thinking and benefit the citizens of San Fernando.
Understand.
So the island had to be removed, and then therefore the clock had to be removed. But looking at the position of the clock at the time, I found that the clock was further to the east, and people coming up High Street on the promenade would have had difficulty recognizing the clock. So maybe the clock could have been more central, where, because the library corner borders Mocrapo Street, Harris Street, High Street, Ponepero, and Coffee Street. And it was too far east, too much closer to Coffee Street and probably Mocrapo Street. So people at opposite KFC had access to it, but people at the lower end, opposite, let's say closer to Republic Bank, opposite Rogers Drugstore used to be, or is, I think, will not have access to it.
Right.
So coupled with the information and intelligence you get from the law enforcement agencies, as well as the central location, it made sense to have the clock removed. Also, the island where the clock was situated is no longer relevant. It had become almost a taxi stand. And if it is a taxi stand, then cars will stop almost on the street to accommodate people. Also, looking at the terrain and how that island was, you're coming west to east, and the island was going almost on the other side. So you had to more or less come out of the lane to get back and almost make a turn like this. So it made sense to sharpen that area, remove the island, and replace the clock. I hope that the citizens will trust my judgment. It was not done willy-nilly or because of some got up one morning and said move the clock. The clock will be reinstalled, and with probably better aesthetics, you know.
So when the island is removed, how will the traffic flow now be directed with the island being removed? The
island was removed.
Yeah. So how we have traffic?
So what you have now, you have a sharper turn. So the cars don't have to go out and veer to the right. It just turns in a formal, how should I know? The turn is very, it's easy to follow.
So from Point you can actually go down?
No, you go across as normal.
Oh, go across, okay.
But what you have now is the Princess Town taxis coming down from the street. That's called Library Street for now. Could go up now. Previously they will turn right on Mocrapo Street, or turn left on Mocrapo on Harris Promenade. They can go across and go into the coffee. Okay. So they come down side that street there and go straight across and go up the coffee. The Laramine taxi stand has also been removed from opposite KFC, and they are now on Mocrapo Street. And we are also seriously considering carrying them higher up on that space in front of the library, so they can also use that exit to come back on the coffee, because some of them get passengers for Coffee Street, like Guy's Funeral Home, Food Basket, Belgroves. They get passengers for Republic Bank, Superior Street. They get passengers for high up Superior Street, and they may need to go in that direction. The other cars going straight, like going to the Gulf and to the mall, will go straight down Mocrapo Street and exit. The challenge I will see with that would be the traffic on Keith Street and probably Sutton Street and Rushwood Street, because there's a high density.
Yeah, definitely.
It's got evening. So there's
not much you can do where Rushwood Street is concerned.
Right. So we're looking at 2:30 and 5 and see what will happen there. And again, the real asset test will come next week. How we treat with that. And if it is that we find that it is very dense down there and cars can't go, then we revisit. We are working on a plan that has, that is flexible, and that we will continue working until we get it right.
Now, of course, the people always make the point of consultancy and, of course, the public being engaged. Was the public engaged?
Okay, so let us say now who represent the public. Let us start with stakeholders.
Right.
Your major stakeholders there will be for this plan will be the taxi drivers, schools, other agencies like business persons in the area will be affected by it.
Right.
And those are your major stakeholders.
Of course.
And of course, if you have civil society groups who have a concern and an interest and will offer the help, offer the service, who will call the mayor's office from time to time and say, Mayor, I think we should do so and so. Or let's stop me here and say, let's do so and so. Those are the people who have an interest, as opposed to those who stay home in the house and write on social media that they may this and they may that, and they may have the clock home.
And all these stakeholders, they would have said, okay, let's give it a try.
Yeah. And it's been positive. Yesterday afternoon, the AG and myself walked Library Corner on High Street and had discussion with people, and so far it's looking good.
And when we had the walkabout as well, there are those who expressed, and people saw it, so I mean, it speaks for itself, that they were pleased with what they saw thus far. And again, same as you said, they're going to wait until see what school opens and then decide if it. But so far,
but I'll tell you, the trigger has been cocked, and the guns aim at me just to pull the trigger on Monday evening or midday Monday.
No more bloodshed. No more bloodshed.
They go shooting bullets. You know what I mean?
I know. I mean, this is just a shot we're showing here of what we just discussed in terms of Library Corner, which has always been a bottleneck. It has always been a point of confusion. Sometimes it's like gridlock, sometimes for more than half an hour. So this is where the clock was removed,
right?
Just people to get an idea.
Okay, so and you see those two concrete slabs there? No, those two concrete slabs are now. It is now going. You're getting a sharp, easier curve.
More to the left.
Yes.
Okay.
More to the right from this angle.
Okay. All right. So therefore, and work already had begun even when we had done this interview here. Work has started. So the island is no longer there.
Okay, if you just hold it right, can you hold it right?
Can I get a pause right there?
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, so if you look at something, the cars are coming up and then you're going out. Now this turn there, you see where that spot is? That watermark there?
Yes.
Right, so those concrete slabs are coming alongside the watermark and going almost to the lamppost.
Oh,
you see, right? So you're going, if you follow those, you're taking a straight line along the concrete slab and then you're actually turning. So we're following the shape of the street and we're coming up High Street, and where that watermark will take you straight across to the lamppost and you pull back another 6 to 8 feet right there.
Understood.
Right? And then now with goods vehicles dropping at the KFC corner and allowing taxis who were there previously, you end up with a narrow lane there. And on that island where the clock is, you had vendors on the clock on that island.
That's true.
And you also had passengers waiting there for cars, taxis.
Which contributed to the gridlock.
Because there's not a taxi stand. The car just stop right there. You say you're going golf, you're going around, jump in the car, and that little 2 minutes that you will stop there to take up a passenger will create stopping down the road.
And then people don't consider that there's Naprima girls on the hill. And when you have, I have seen it sometimes. Thank God for the back entrance, but sometimes both entrances are blocked.
You don't have that space there now, and it's nice to have a space, within the whole configuration of things. You have a space there. You can meet someone. You can talk. You can have a snack if you have to. you can congregate. Look at that space there now. They can now become a central taxi hub.
Is it still being considered as well as a center for vending, or that is still being discussed?
Well, it is being discussed. It is being looked at as a possibility. There's several options available to us now, but we really need time and to continue tweaking and watching as we go along to find what is perfect, what is ideal.
All right, let's go now to the train. This is a recent development, at least in terms of the public and their concerns. What's happening with the train and the move there?
Well, at the commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the engine that was given to us as a gift and a station at the lower end of Harris Promenade and nicely decorated now and refurbished and on a plateau as it stands right now. We looked at it and we had all the experts from the National Archives and National Heritage Trust talking about the train and its value and its contribution over the years. And all of that sounds nice, and it's good. I mean, we have an engine there, but you have to ask. I'm asking several questions, and I'm thinking of the box. We are looking at the waterfront development that will start in November, and waterfront development is going to transform our waterfront into something really unique and fantastic. You're going to have business opportunities. You're going to have opportunities for tourism, opportunities for entertainment, and all form of business will be down there. And it's something that we San Fernando have been waiting on for years. I'm telling you, that's going to be tremendous for business in San Fernando, for the improvement, for all kind of activities. And if it is that down there is where those type of things happen, maybe I'm asking the question, isn't that more ideal for this engine to be stayed? Because one, there's the old TGR building. That was where the train did all the operation and moved from. That was the base. So there's a nexus between that engine and the wharf area. And the TGR area, because we can also, because the old TGR building is going to be now used as a museum. right? So if that building was put there in 18 something, and it's still standing, we're going to refurbish it, fix it, have it. That's one of the first projects we're going to work on the waterfront project. There are 4 phases. That is phase 1. So I'm saying maybe you can put that engine down there close to the old TGI building because of that nexus, that story, and we could talk about. And if we're going to develop down there, that's an ideal place for it.
I'm trying to see your vision, and I think what you're highlighting to or pinpointing to is that with the train being right there, the historical significance may be lost. And maybe if it goes down at the wharf down there in the development, you might actually see, people can actually read the history.
Understand the train line, the importance the train played when moving sugar cane and moving lumber. It was our main form of transport in those early days. So there's that whole connection there that we could talk about, and this is where the train came there, the train went to Separate, went to Eugene, it moved from that area on the wharf there. So maybe that's an ideal place, but it'll be done with the consultation with all these stakeholders. Right. What are your thoughts? It will also allow us to use that very valuable space that it occupies now in Harris Promenade, where it is.
And for what is
well, we could, again, then you need more consultation. It could very well be a taxi hub, because we're one of the few cities in the world where you have taxis at every corner. Every street and library corner, you have a taxi stand. And we need that space, because as we increase and we do more business and more opportunities coming in, what do? Let me give an example. On La Peak Hill, opposite KFC, there's a drugstore there and a business. Upstairs there is a church. Where are you going to park to attend this church? On Mokarapo Street, upstairs the casino, just after Johnson Street, is a church upstairs the casino. A little lower down past the market on Keith Street corner, there's a church on the corner right there. Lower down there's the mosque. And we have inadequate parking for spaces for vehicles. I'm not going to touch on the teaching hospital. I've beat that enough, right? And
before they try to beat you, so
yeah. So they've been beating me. But the car park was where was designed. We had a car park there for years.
And you express that when you walk about it.
So that is another problem. So we have to find innovative ways to work and to make this thing work. And we need the support of people rather than sitting them criticizing. I put in my seat as the mayor, you have to find solutions to these problems.
And one thing people have to understand, this is not just San Fernando, Port of Spain, Shoguanas, Point Fortin. A lot of these boroughs and cities were built, and a lot of, in terms of planning, let's say for 50 years down the road,
went into
that wasn't considered.
If you look at the layout of Port of Spain, it's much different.
That's I mean, the demographics are different.
Look at Independence Square, which was once Marine Square at one time. Look at the width of Independence Square. You have almost 3 lanes on either side, and that whole promenade now in the center, and it makes sense, but nobody in the building of structure of San Fernando, nobody gives any thought about 50 years down the road. And we have our responsibility.
The same thing.
Right. So you as the mayor now and our members of council, we have to sit and find a way. We have to make it better, right? And leave it better than how we met it. Because we have to think about the next generation. That's our responsibility. We have a choice in this matter, How do we let's take, for instance, do you know at one time High Street was a 2-way street?
Yes, that's a while about.
Right, and in the 50s, High Street was a 2-way street. Cars went down and came up. At one time, we had an island at the top of Manchagrin Street and High Street, where sports and games now used to be Manning's bookstore. And between Manning's bookstore and Manchagrin, there's a whole island there. Our island was there. It was removed in the 70s. Coffee Street was a 2-way street up in the 90s. Think about that. There was a roundabout in Library Corner in the 1945. There's a roundabout in Library Corner where the island's right now. Those things have changed over the years. So that island that we have there right now was built in 1956. So we're talking 50, 60, 70 years ago, and change is inevitable.
I think people have to understand that, and as much as they may not agree with some of the changes, as you said, change is constant. It is inevitable for growth and development. As we grow as human beings, we don't stay the same way we were when we were 1 year old, when we were now 50 or 40 or 30 years old. And as you get older, you change, you grow, and you learn and you develop. So I think people need to understand as well that as the city develops and grows, then therefore changes will come. Let's take a break. We come back. We continue. We're going to focus a little more now on school on Monday and what we can expect. I said the acid test really is on Monday to see exactly how effective the traffic plan will be. Of course, we're going to have children out, more cars, again, when you shoot the bullets, make sure when you shoot, the words, don't be too harsh, all right?
Remember Bob Marley, I shot the sheriff.
Right, just and they say, words could hurt, eh? So, all right, so let's go. Take a break, come back, we discuss more. Stay tuned.
The devil's the accuser of the brethren. And he hates marriage because marriage is the image of God. He hates marriage because it's the most sacred institution on earth. God created marriage in Genesis chapter 1. It is the first institution he ever created, and it's the foundation for every other institution on earth. And he's a strategist. He understands if he can destroy marriage, he can destroy all of society.
I found out that if our phones are close enough, and if we have a connection on Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, come on, I'm about to preach this technology until somebody comes out of hiding. If I got something on my device and you need it on your device, if I can get close enough to your device with my device, what's on my device can jump on your device. If I get close to the one who created me, close to the one who called me, if I stop running and return to the place of my assignment, I got the drop.
So if you want to live behind walls all your life and live an isolated, lonely, miserable life, go ahead. But I suggest that you tear down all your walls and let God be a wall of protection about you. And he says all of your walls will be called peace.
All right, and welcome back to Cloud.Nine on HCT and The Voice. I'm Sheldon Yearwood here with the Mayor of San Fernando, His Worship Mayor Junior Grello. Discuss some of the developments taking place in San Fernando. Of course, some have expressed concern, but for the most part, people are saying, give it a chance. Let's see what happens. Many people complain, but many people are not willing to make the sacrifice to make changes. So, again, thank you for coming. We're dealing with school right now on Monday.
Yeah.
There's another clip we have. I don't know if we can get it ready in a few minutes. That's a clip where the Harris Promenade clip. We're going to see where the work started. And when I passed there a few days ago, it was more or less complete.
Yeah.
For those who have not really ventured into the heart of the madness over the last few days, who would have done their shopping early and now just relaxing until the mayhem, the Monday mayhem.
Monday mayhem.
Right, because that's what's
like
going to be.
Too. Monday
mayhem, let's be honest. What can they look forward to come Monday, those coming into San Fernando?
Well, let's start with the notes. So you're coming from Vista Bella, Marabella, Clarkston Bay, California. We have school children, both at primary and secondary school, coming from as far north as Chaguanas, coming to San Fernando.
I know one family with daughters coming from Chaguanas to convent.
I know several children going to school in San Fernando, from primary school right up to St. Gabriel's, convent, Naprimo. And let's go east. You have children from Rio Claro coming to San Fernando. You have families, some children attending grand school, some attending Naprimo girls. From Point 14, going to primary school in San Fernando. And then we're talking about zoning and all those different things. And you say, how did that happen? So you have about 40% of the students who attend school in San Fernando do not live in San Fernando. Right. So we understand that, and we have to accept.
But that adds to the problem.
That is the problem, part of the problem. But do we understand all those things, all those demographics and movements of people? Then we come down now. So you're coming from the northern area, which is outside Marabella, Vista Bella, Clarkston Bay, California, and you're coming down the Southern Main Road. And you come down Pontiac Road. and you're going to, let's say you're going to St. Gabriel's or you're going to St. Julian Convent, you're going to Boys RC in particular, then you will enter Short Street from Panapia Road.
Right.
And you exit on High Street. You turn left on High Street and right alongside Republic Bank and go up Harris Promenade. There's a lay-by has been created with a third lane for Boys RC. And you have parking space of about 6 cars. You pull alongside Boys RC, you're not going to impede the traffic. You drop your child off and then you continue going west.
Do we have that clip of the Harris Promenade? Right, thanks. So you're going to see exactly, again, this was when the work had just started, of where they're creating this by-lane, because what happens normally, and you have, now that's a critical meeting point, because you have Boys RC, you have Convent, and you have St. Gabriel's. You cannot rule out because only so many cars can park on that very narrow strip there. So, and you have a taxi stand law on Democrat Street.
Okay, so there is a zebra crossing. Let's say you have 2 children, one going to Convent and one going to Boys RC. You take that same lay-by by Boys RC. You drop off the child, you drop off the boy for Boys RC, and you go for Convent. There's a zebra crossing. So she will cross the road there, cross the bandstand, and then there's a zebra crossing into Convent. Into Convent. So there's that kind of now if you want to make the loop and come back and drop the child in front of the class for the school, as most parents do. But I see nothing wrong dropping your 13 or 14-year-old child by Boys RC. There's a zebra crossing, right? She crossed the street, cross the promenade, another zebra crossing into Convent, and she's in school. So that's quite acceptable. But some parents will not want to take your daughter to even cross the street. So they'll prefer to make the whole block and come back and do so. That's your prerogative. You can do so. So you're coming. If you're going, let's say you're going to St. Gabriel's with a first child now in school for the first time, and you're coming from the same area, then you come down Panapia Road. You Library Corner. You go left on Coffee Street. You turn right onto Lord Street. You come down the hill. You go up the hill, and at the top of the hill you turn left. There is a lay-by by St. Gabriel's for a drop-off point, drop off the child, enter the Cemetery Street to Paradise Street, and exit on Keith Street. Now, if you were to ask me, for instance,
so therefore, just to stick a pin, so therefore they are in a position whereby they can drop their child right by the school.
Interesting. And drive through. So we have made provision for about 3 or 4 cars to do that drop-off point there.
So this is the shot of the promenade. This is before when the work just started. So you're seeing where the lane was being created.
That piece is going there. So we have that. You see that little grayish area on the where the cone is there. Right. All of that is now paved, and that is now a third lane. Where that car is turning right there now on the white car on the right side, he can now take that lane and come all the way down on the inside. The outside lane now is where you will, okay, this is the bandstand now. That lay-by is a drop-off point. So you have a space now provided.
So therefore, how he parked up in the road there, he can come all the way on the side.
Where the cone is.
And clear the
where the cone is, there's a drop-off point.
Right.
He comes out now, and then he can turn. Now you turn left now where that red car is coming along there. You turn left, and there's an additional lane has been established since we made that tape.
Right.
No, so there are 3 lanes on the parish promenade. 1 for Boys RC and the Catholic Church, and 2 lanes to go west. Now, you have to drive smart. This is the issue now. You're going to
that's a whole other issue there.
You have to start. No, see where you standing there?
Yeah, that's gone.
That's gone. Where we standing right there?
Push pause in a second.
Yeah, stay right there.
Stay right here.
Right.
Thank you.
See that white line there?
That's now a third lane.
Right. All that green there, that orange, is gone. That's a third lane. Right. And on the opposite side, there's a lay-by for dropping off of school children for Boys RC. So and you have that lane where the asphalt is, and you have the green now, which is an additional lane. So you have 2 lanes available to you now, and you go all the way now. You say, where would you walk? You walk inside of the bandstand.
Right.
There's a walkway there, and there's entrance for wheelchairs and everything as well.
And just to put picture to the words of what we're seeing here in terms of the zebra crossing. Well, you'll see it again in just a short while, but those children going Convent can cross from this side. If of course you have a child going Convent as well, they can cross from that side through the promenade and through the next zebra crossing straight into the school.
Yeah.
Okay, understood.
So I say you drive smart. Now, when you ask me question, how will I get to where I'm going? The first question is, where are you coming from? The second question is, where are you going? Are you going to do business on the promenade? You're going to the police station? You're going to City Hall? You're going to the hospital? All those questions have to be asked. We don't have to use one route. Okay, you're going to the hospital. Why not go down St. James Street all the way, and come through by Citibank and go up Chancery Lane? You go to the hospital. You can also go to the station via that route. You come up there. You're going to go to City Hall via that route. Rather than come down the promenade as we call it, you want the city library or whatever it is, right? You have to drive smart. Your problem is to get to your destination at the fastest possible time. And that's what it should be. We just do not do that. We just follow patterns all the time. So there are several ways in which you can even come down Hubert Street all the way onto the wharf area, down by the Southern Medical Center and go up Chancery Lane. All those are options that you have. And if you're coming out of San Fernando, okay, so you're dropping off your child, you know, to get back out of San Fernando, and you're going to Marabella, for instance. You don't have to go down Pennington Street. You can go down Chancery Lane and go up People Street and exit at Smart Street onto Panapure by SRS Drugstore and go back to Marabella.
Something that just it dropped in my spirit, man. I just want to just as a suggestion, because you mentioned, and it's so true. I didn't even think about it at first, that you have so many children coming from outside San Fernando, and even though they may be dropping their children at the schools, their routine might just be drop to school, go back home. So therefore, they're not familiar with the landscape of San Fernando and the mapping of San Fernando. Is it possible? I think it was done for some project in Port Esplanade. I'm not certain. I stand corrected. But if the traffic wardens can be given like pamphlets of like a layout of the road network, and you can probably give to each driver, so they can have it to them like
what we intend to we intend to engage the PTA of the schools in the area. We started speaking to them before. We will continue to have the dialogue with them. We're going to do an ad from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on the newspapers.
Okay.
Outlining the
traffic plan.
Traffic plan.
Okay.
That will be done Friday, Saturday, Sunday to look at it. And we'll also do a mapping for the PTA. So we'll do like a route coming into San Fernando from north, south, north and east, and probably let's say west for that matter. So you have west, you have south, north, south, and east ready. You come from south, let's say from Point 14 in San Fernando, from let's say Cloud in San Fernando, and Chagoras in San Fernando. So north, east, and south.
I think that's an imperative and critical decision there, because outside of the school and education, we also have San Fernando has become a hub now for entertainment. So you have whereby in the past people from San Fernando will always have to leave the southern city to go out. People are more coming into San Fernando now, whether it be South Park, whether it be wherever, and all of these things have to be
the waterfront,
when that's developed.
So a lot is happening in San Fernando. So we have to be proactive. We have to start preparing for what is going to happen. I keep saying that we have to start. The whole process of local government reform is going to kick in just now. They're going to kick in just now. We have to start developing that sense of autonomy, a sense of control, a sense of making decisions and seeing what is right for us. You don't know wait for these things to happen. So we are playing around, experimenting with different options, different ideas to make San Fernando and giving people a more viable option. What you do and how you do it. You know, we must think. You have to look at sustainability. You have to think about business. You have to think about the traffic, and physical infrastructure is critical to the economy. Physical infrastructure is key in how we make these things work. So if you're a businessman, you want to make an investment, you want to be sure that you're going to get returns for your investment, and you want to ensure that things can work in a more logical way and sensible way. So all these things that must be considered as we move forward with planning San Fernando, because things are beginning to happen in San Fernando. San Fernando is going to start a buzz just now. That waterfront project is a massive project.
I'm looking forward to the fruition of that project.
We're going to create employment opportunities, business opportunities. People be looking at it. How do we deal with that? How are we going to deal with that? We're going to wait till it happens to look for solution. We'll start now. And that is we are making these plans with that in mind. Down the road.
I hope someday we can actually have a tour of that area as well to sort of give people a view, a visual.
What we're going to be doing there first, the first thing we're going to do is the relocation of the inhabitants of the area. Then secondly, we are going to do the TGR building.
And just to stick up in, because I know we have about a minute or so before we close. In terms of removing those who are living there, again, discussions have started already, or
that's finished. We are
finished. Okay,
yeah, we've done the survey. We've spoken to them, and it's just
and they are okay.
They're okay. Nice. Relocation will start soon.
Wonderful.
Right.
Mayor, we have to close, but I want to thank you so very much. Again, congratulations to yourself and your team for what you've been trying to do. I mean, your back has been made very broad for such a task as this.
I'm from San Fernando, for San Fernando.
So because of that, your love and your heart is in the right place, and I thank you, and we look forward to the Mayhem Monday.
Monday,
right? But
Monday,
we do
I know we had Fantastic Friday, Mayhem Monday.
Mayhem Monday. But also motivational Monday. So we motivated, be motivated that things...
I mean, if you put the heart up in the air and say, I got it wrong. If I get it wrong, I get it wrong.
God is in control.
Let's go back to the board.
He's in control, and things will be fine. Don't worry. All right, Mayor.
Take care.
Thank you very much. God blessings to you. And again, this has been Cloud.Nine on ACTN The Voice. Thank you for joining us once again on the program, and have a wonderful Independence Day. That's right. Tomorrow, God's willing. God bless you. I'll see you again on Friday. Take care.
Yeah. World changers. I know what is love is. Oh, Daddy Father blessing me. Blessing me. Oh, Daddy Father blessing me. Blessing me. Oh, Daddy Father. Thank you.